The year is 1945. A Polish lab technician has just found pieces of a scrap of paper stuffed into a toilet. He reads these and deems the information so important that he manages to get it into the hands of MI6 agents, who subsequently transmit it to U.S. intelligence. The paper turns out to be a list of German rocketeers and scientists who have been called back from the front lines in order to formulate a new plan of attack against the Red Army, whose recent victories ultimately pretty much led to the downfall of the Reich. In the hands of U.S. Army Major Robert B. Staver, however, this list became something else, and that is the start of Operation Paperclip. At the start of the war, the U.S. at the end of the war, the U.S. made major efforts to capture and recruit a large portion of rocket scientists on what's now called the Ozenberg list. Initially, they kept the scientists under pretty tight wraps in fear of public backlash. They gave them some work to do, but typically they would refuse to give them any materials they requested for new experiments. Eventually, the public opinion on German expatriates relaxed a bit, and they were able to move a bit more freely, and they began to work in earnest on new rocket prototypes intended to bolster the U.S.'s post-war military readiness. The most well-known man among these folks, however, had other plans. Wernher von Braun was already looking into the applications of possible space travel, and he believed that the rocket science himself and his compatriots were working on was going to be a huge piece of that, newly found scientific field. He wanted to look to turn public opinion on space travel with him, and he wanted to capitalize on the pulp sci-fi of the time. So he got involved with the Walt Disney Company to produce several special programs on space travel. The first of these aired in 1955 and drew 40 million viewers. Over the next couple years, public opinion again shifts, this time on space travel, and Wernher von Braun was able to transition from military research to being a key player in the U.S.'s development of the Saturn V2 rocket, laying the foundation for the U.S.'s space race victory of the 60s. Too long didn't read, the U.S. rescued Nazi scientists in order to form NASA and get to the moon. Usually this is the point where I'd poke holes in it or outright tell you it's false, but this one barely even qualifies as a conspiracy theory. It's demonstrably true. People just don't talk about it.